I should be streaming. Why am I not streaming? Uh, this is why I don't like scheduling streams, because it messes up. Okay, am I... No. Updates. Casual chat. Questions about points. And my live stream health is low for some reason, which there is no reason for that. No reason at all for that. Okay, it says that I'm live, so I'm gonna assume that I'm live. If you can hear me, let me know. I don't know why it's such bad stream health. Let me see if I've got some things running in the background that shouldn't be running. That's probably the, of course. I don't know how Google Chrome takes up 100%. Uh, let's see, that should make things a little bit better. Hey, Jesse, how are you doing? I'm trying to make this stream just a little bit better. It should be good pretty soon. Hey, Raising, Selena, and Emily, how are you doing? I want to make sure, I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed to both of you, but I want to make sure. I like to subscribe to those. Yeah, I am. That subscribe to me. I'm exhausted. I don't know. I'm trying to remember if I live streamed. I can't find my live streams from Monday, but I thought I live streamed Monday. And this week has just been crazy. My grandfather died Monday, and we had the funeral Friday. No, I'm sorry, we had visitation Friday, and we had the funeral Saturday. And I got to rest yesterday. Um, and now I'm doing the live stream today, and I'm just totally out of it. Yeah, it was really unexpected. I mean, he was 84, which I mean, that's a good run. Hey, skater girl, I can't talk. It was, very unexpected. He was 84. You lost your aunt this morning. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So you know how it is. I mean, he had a good run, but the last 3 years he had shingles and he couldn't get rid of. So he died Monday. We had the funeral Saturday, visitation was Friday, and I got back Sunday, and I'm just exhausted. But I wanted to try to push through the live stream because there was a lot I wanted to talk about. Unfortunately, I didn't prepare all my materials. But and there's guys, I want to point out Coin Help You is in the channel. In the stream. He's a great channel, and I'm one of his admins on Facebook. And he's also got a website. Uh, if y'all have any interest in coins, that's really what I do on this channel. But I am going to branch out because there's I've made so many new friends and subscribers that it can't all be about coins. I would love, I mean, and I have so many interests anyway. Um, but yeah, this week's just been kind of hectic. I didn't get together everything that I wanted to do. Um, my grandfather was 84 though, and he like the last 3 years he had shingles, and it was just too hard for him. And it was crazy because he'd gone to the hospital, I guess last Thursday, and I got an email on Saturday that he was about to get out and go to rehab, and then Monday morning I got the email that he had passed away, and it was just like, whoa, wait a minute. He got diagnosed with pneumonia and congestive heart failure in the last few days. But it was a beautiful service. I was actually an honorary pallbearer, and I couldn't do much except kind of help guide the casket, into the hearse and all that. But that was kind of an honor. My family's been really good to me, and that was a nice little honor. Um, I'm gonna miss him. He was so funny, such a great sense of humor. He had a little of a temper, but you had to push the right buttons. If you didn't push the right buttons, he was just, you know. Unfortunately, I knew how to push the right buttons occasionally. But isn't that how it is with family, But he was so funny. He had my kind of sarcastic sense of humor. So, yeah, Jesse, I'm so sorry for your loss. But do you know, have y'all made any arrangements yet or anything? I finally got a haircut, by the way. See you in a shave. That's at least I look semi normal now. Funeral home tomorrow to make them. Uh, it's as I get older, uh, I realize I'm going to have to be more and more involved in these kinds of things. It's not fun, as you get older. Do you? Yeah, it's not all. It's kind of nasty earlier. Oh, I did want to announce some good news. So I was talking about updates. Daniel Malone should know what this is, or should know what I'm talking about when I say this. And if you're not a coin collector, you don't know. But this was, I got this literally I found out my grandfather died Monday, and that was Monday morning. And then that afternoon, I got in the mail a letter saying that I've received a full scholarship to the ANA Summer Seminar in Colorado Springs. And it was like the best news at the worst time ever. Um, they don't give out a lot of adult scholarships, and so this was really a huge honor. I'm really looking forward to it. I'll be going for week one, and what it is, if you're big into coin collecting, you take a course, and they've got many different, like 15 or 20 different ones. Uh, for a week, you learn for 8 hours a day um, all about your area of interest. They've got like grading coins, they've got counterfeit detection, they've got a thing on ancient coins, they've got things on so-called dollars. And they've got activities at night too, bull sessions, and where they're like 1 hour little classes or seminars, 1 hour, 30, 45 minutes. And I may teach one of those. I'm going to see, if I can do one on maybe cherry picking. But I may do something on another one. One of the things that I want to do as far as a video sometime is, and Daniel, I don't know if you've done a video on this or not, but I noticed that a lot of our forums, people will say, hey, I've got this die chip on Liberty, and so it's a BIE cent, and it's from this year, and that's a diagnostic for this double to die, so it must mean this is the double to die, when that's not the way you diagnose a double die. First, you got to find the doubling, and then you look for the diagnostics. The diagnostics confirm, the diagnostics don't um, attribute, I guess you'd say. So I want to do a video on that sometime, because I think that's really an important topic, because a lot of die chips look a lot alike, you know. And I've noticed, even for instance, mint mark placement. Uh, I'll see someone they'll say they have a double die. Let's say I don't know 40. Let's say they got a 43 D over S RPM, and it won't even be an RPM, and the D, they'll say it's this one, but the D will be in the completely wrong spot. You have to look for all those things. Just because you think you got the right die crack does not mean that your coin is a double to die, just because there's one similar. Also, it's kind of like, I liken it to, I've met a couple of celebrities in my life, and we always have this thing in our mind like, well, what does the celebrity look like in real life? Well, they look just like they would in the movies. Basically, I mean, it's the same thing. They don't look like a look-alike; they look like themselves, and that's kind of how it is with coins. Just because a coin looks similar doesn't mean it's that coin. It has to be exact. Very, very similar saying as a wide Z. Yes, yes, wide AM. Same thing. There may be a space, but that does not mean it's a wide AM. You gotta look at those initials too. Thank you, Corey. Thank you, everybody who's in here. This is nice. It's good to have you all. Um, I'm just chatting and just kind of hanging out tonight. There's nothing really too scheduled going on. I broke the news about my grandfather, and now I'm just trying to get things going. He would want me to move on, so I really wish he was really supportive of my coin collecting too. He would be so glad to know I got a scholarship this year. So I'm going to summer seminar, and the great thing is everything is on them this time. I got a partial scholarship last year, and I had to pay for part of tuition, and then the transportation, which uh, I couldn't afford to fly, so I went Greyhound, which was I've got videos of all that. You can watch that from last year, but they're actually flying me out there this year to Colorado Springs. It's a beautiful area. If y'all are ever interested in coin collecting, like seriously, Seminar is the best place to go to meet with so many people. Uh, and I want to go to the fun convention again. I've got the fun convention bug. Went there this year and got third place uh, in the air and variety category. Uh, and they give you this little, they give you this award. Um, Daniel, if you're still here, what would the value on that be? Do you know? It's missing the cloud layer. It's a 2002 Mississippi, and I think it's uncirculated. I'll probably call it low uncirculated. It's missing the full cloud layer though. It's pretty cool. I got that encased in the plaque, which I mean I can take it out and sell it if I ever need to, which hopefully I won't ever need to. Oh, Greyhound was a nightmare. It really was. It was an absolute nightmare. And I got some compensation, but not what I thought I would get. They gave me $90 for my trouble. No, $60 for my trouble. But I'm so glad I'm gonna be able to fly, and I'm gonna the ANA, y'all. If y'all are coin collectors, or even if you're not, and you are kind of interested in learning about it, the ANA, the American Numismatic Association, which I do have a link to on my page, on my about me page, is a great organization to start with. It is the nation's leading organization, and I also need to put. There are several other websites out there, but it's a great hobby. One of the things I wanted to talk about was, we had Daniel in here, and several others in here that I know that are coin collectors. And I was thinking about this week all the people in my life and how many people that I know through coin collecting. And coin collecting can be a solitary hobby. It can be something that you do alone, but more often than not, you'll find that it actually connects you to a community and unites you in some way to a community. And that's what I love about it. The people that I've met, the people that I know, the connections I've been able to make, and the networking I've been able to do. I'm surrounded by wonderful people, and that's one of the reasons I do collect coins. I think if it was just me alone, I mean, I'd still be interested, but I would not have as much interest. Uh, the coins are just pieces of metal at the end of the day, and but the people, the experiences, even the horrible Greyhound experiences. You know, the people that make up for those and live them with me or through me. So we got 5 people in here. I am so excited. That's more than I've had in a while, actually. I do want to thank y'all for your support. Do I collect different types of? Is that 50? I'm gonna go out on a limb. Are you from the UK? Is that 50 pence or pennies or 50, is that 50 pence? I'm just guessing. No worries. I actually guessed because my mom lives half the year in the UK, and she's over there right now. I collect all kind. I do collect foreign coins. I mostly collect coins that have that were made improperly, but some of those do include foreign coins because not all coins are made properly. They get made just like everything else in a factory essentially, and things can go wrong. And but yeah, I've got actually several foreign coins, and there's a really good book if you ever get interested that you ought to get a copy of, and it's called World Catalog World Coins, and it's literally about what is that, 6 inches, 5.5 or 6 inches thick, and it lists all of the U.S. I mean, all of the countries of the world, at least as best as it can, up to a certain, up to that year, and it lists all the coins that they've minted from like a certain period on. Um, and that's a neat way to collect because you can find out exactly what countries exist and what countries that what kind of coins they've made. Yeah, and I love it. I think it would be neat to try to get. I think it would be impossible, probably, but neat to try to get coins of every country that has ever existed. And then there are, of course, some countries that don't use, they're so small or I don't know how you put it. I can't, but some countries that don't even use uh, coins for money. They use, beads or uh, when I went to I mentioned the ANA, the American Numismatic Association. They've got a museum at Colorado Springs, and in the museum they showed there's this one ancient culture that used big rocks, like huge boulders, as currency, which I thought was pretty interesting. I've got a picture somewhere, just not on me, but that was really cool. I hear you. My kitty's wanting attention. So what is everyone else doing tonight? Hey, I was not talking to you. I was talking to Skater Girl and Corey and Daniel and DMV 360 and Jesse. He is whiny today. He's been like that all day. He's funny. He's really sweet when he's not clawing me. I don't know if y'all noticed, but so I slept on in my recliner a few days ago, and I fell asleep with my glasses on, and they're in the recliner somewhere. I can't find them. And the thing has a hole in the bottom too, so it's like they should have fallen through, but they haven't. They're stuck somewhere in a very specific spot, and I've shaken it and I've turned it over and looked under it and swept under it, and I don't know where my glasses are. So if I'm squinting, that's why. Skater Girl, yes, it is awesome, yeah, one of the things that a lot of us, and there are other channels on YouTube that do it, we will go through rolls of coins, like from the bank, and look for different coins with mistakes on them. I don't. I know there are a lot in the UK, but I don't know as much. But in the US, we've got whole books on the subject. Um, my mom is in. Well, actually, she's in France right now, but she lives half the year in Anglesey in Wales, and then she lives half the year here in the U.S. And she brings me some coins back every now and then. But and this is gonna sound so weird, um, or it's either gonna sound weird to you, or you're gonna think it sounds totally normal. It depends. But mom, in addition to bringing me back, you know, coins that I like, she brings me back Marmite because I love Marmite. Uh, in fact, that goes back to my dad is married, and he married a woman who was British, and they married in like '95 or something. Anyway, and her relatives would send over Marmite, so she'd let us try some, and I just love the stuff. So now I've got two connections. It's good, isn't it? People look at me like I'm crazy when I say I love Marmite. Sorry, I had to check my phone for a minute. But no, I love Marmite. But now they're getting stricter about customs, I guess. Y- Yeah, I'm here. Hey, do what? Okay, that's my dad. He's calling me back. So let me see what this is about. And Daniel, I will see you in the admin chat as well. I'm not on Facebook, but I've got it open on open on my phone. I don't know if I got any private information shown there or not. I don't think so. Hey, oh, oh, cool.
I just want to show you what I wanted to show you what your phone could do.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Say hi to Barbara.
Oh, hey, David. Hey,
Good to see you.
good to see
Okay.
you.
Well, it's good to have a phone, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Well, you paid for it. You remember that every time you pick that up, okay?
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
See you later.
All
Bye.
right, bye.
Not that it's any of my business, but what did you do with the money? Pass me that one, would you? Yes, you would. Pass me the pillow. This one? Yes. Why am I supposed to give you my phone?
So my dad wanted to FaceTime me for a second. My phone got stolen at a coin show, or not? Well, it was right outside the coin show. I was in a Lyft, like Uber, but it was Lyft, and I was getting out of the car, and I'd set the phone aside, and I got out of the car, got my wheelchair, and completely forgot the phone. And so I immediately got to a spare phone to try to call my phone. It didn't answer, and then finally it went to voicemail, and so it was pretty clear it got stolen, and had to get another one. And but that was in Orlando in January. Um, so yeah, I was not happy about that, but I am happy to be back. I'm happy to have you all here with me. Thank you all so much for the views and the likes and everything. I'm gonna do more actual videos soon. I'm just gotta get over this little bump in the road, and as soon as I get over this little bump in the road, I will be good. All right. My hair feels since I got it cut, it feels so weird. It's all smooth and cold. It's funny. Um, Anything else going on? We got 3 people in the chat. I don't know why my live stream health is bad. Hopefully it'll get better here in a second. It should. Ah, Corey's lurking, huh? I do that too. Every now and then. If y'all have any ideas for videos you want to see, let me know. I've run out of content. No, I haven't really run out of content ideas, but it's running very low. And I like to live stream on Mondays, and so I need videos, and then I need live stream content as well. So, what the heck? What did I? Oh, I must have fallen asleep earlier and hit my head on the keyboard because I'm seeing all kinds of stuff on the desktop that I did not put on there. I've been seriously. I've been sleepwheeling, like sleepwalking, but I've been sleepwheeling the last few days. It's very weird. It's a very weird, weird phenomenon. But I don't know what's well. I know what's causing it slightly. I've got sleep apnea, but it's undiagnosed. It's like they've I've been in the hospital and they've seen me, experience it, but I don't have the actual um, I don't have an actual CPAP, and I haven't had the test yet. So let's see, so red date modified. There we go. Anyway, so as soon as I get the sleep study done, then I can get the CPAP, and then I can feel a lot better, and that would be good. Skater Girl, good question. For me, because of what I collect, I'm looking for coins with mistakes on them. Now, there are certain types of mistakes that can be found on any year. It's just a defect in the process that's going to happen anytime, any year. There are certain things that can happen, and you will see them repeated on coins of a certain year. And we've got catalogs basically of those things that are on certain years. And so what I do is I look at all coins that I come in contact with. But really, if I look at, like, let's say I get a 1955 penny US, uh, I know there was a certain thing that happened that created a double image that year, and that was like a really valuable example. And I'll look for that. In fact, let me load up. Nope, that's not it. Let me add an image real quick. All right, so an example of something that I would look for. Where is it at? Okay, this is actually something that I would look for on all coins. The year does not matter in this case. What happened here was, I'm going to make sure it pops up, but what happened here on this coin was your coin starts out, you have a strip of metal, long strips of metal, the thickness of your coin, what will be your coin, and you have these metal punches that are circular that punch out these discs. Well, sometimes the punches overlap, and so you end up with something like this, where you've got obviously overlapping punches. That can happen any year. This happens to be in 1941, looks like, but it can happen in a year because that's just how the coins have always been made. Now, for something different, um, I will show you this. For a specific year, oops, we're going to look for something like this, where the impression on the coin was put there twice. And so what happened is, I hope I'm still streaming. Am I still streaming? Hey, Artistic View. So what happened here was we've got actually 1972 overlapping a 1972. See the extra 1, 9, 7, and 2? Um, and so that actually is something that affects hundreds of cents from that year. And so we know on 1972 to look for that. That's kind of the simplistic version. Did that make any sense? That was just kind of a short and simple. And again, what's neat is like the first example that I showed you. Although because of the way it happened, it's one of a kind. And although it's one of a kind, it actually is not as valuable as something like this, where there's the double image. They can be, but they're not necessarily. Uh, and particularly on this 1972, that separation is pretty strong, and you don't usually see that much. You can, and the more there is, the better. Um, and this is the kind of stuff that I've been drawn to since I was a kid. I used to just collect regular pennies. You know, I used to fill a penny book, and but then I found out about this kind of stuff, and I'm like, this kind of stuff. I'm like, no, this is what I want to collect. You know, um, ooh, no, 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 no. I almost messed up. I also wanted to show you there was another coin that I found. All right, so this coins are they land the disc lands between two dots, what are called dies. A die is made up of the front and the back of a coin, the heads and the tails. All right. Well, what happened here? I'm actually going to load up two images. Two images. What happened here was the coin did not land between the dies properly, and so what you have is the front and the back are, oops, didn't mean to move that one. The front and the back are off center. See that? And again, this would be a one of a kind thing too. That individual disc, which is called a planchet before it becomes a coin, that disc landed in there improperly. And so now you've got where it didn't land right, parts of the design missing. Yes, it's still legal. Yeah, it's still legal tender. Sure is. Yeah, I wouldn't. I'd be glad to answer uh, any questions you have. I love it. I've been doing this for 30 years now. I started when I was 5 years old, and by the time I was 8, I got to meet one of my biggest uh, mentors in the hobby, and he became a friend, and he's been my friend and mentor. And he used to get one of these guys that's you wouldn't know him outside the hobby, but in the hobby, he's very, very, very well known. He kind of took me under his wing, and he's been a huge blessing in my life. So I like to share the knowledge that I've learned. I think it's a great hobby. It's taken me all over the country, literally, and I know people from all over the world because of it. No, I'm trying to load up more images. I want to see if I can show you. There was a story that broke out last year. Let's see if I can find it. Mm, all right. This is not the coin, but this is what it looked like. This is one of the rarest. They're called doubled dies because doubling is on the die, and that makes the doubling appear on the coin. Well, anyway, this is one of the rarest ones, and young woman by the name of Megan Green. All right, see you, Corey. You have a good one. A young woman by the name of Megan Green had been searching through rolls of pennies for 2 years. One penny at a time, and she found an example of this. And I was actually, she showed it to me online on Facebook for friends. And looking at what it was and knowing Facebook, you can't trust people necessarily. So she showed me this picture and said, "Look what I found." And I'm like, I was nice to her, but I thought, well, anybody can get a picture off the internet and pretend like it's theirs. Well, long story short, I said, well, you need to get that thing certified, meaning guaranteed genuine. And long story short, she did. She was a single mother who her son had a lot of medical bills. Well, that got certified, and that coin that she found in that roll, in the specific grade that it was in other words, the condition, was a $25,000 coin. And I assume she has fewer bills. I hope she's got no bills. It couldn't have happened to a better person. But she found one of these, and like I said, it's one of the rarest ones you can find. And I couldn't be more proud of her. Could not have happened to a better person. Keep forgetting where my camera is. There we go. But I love this hobby. And if you're in the UK, I would suggest they probably have several books there on coin collecting too. I'm sure they would. Like that. The It depends. I mean, the that first that I showed you with the two missing little chunks, that's maybe a $10 coin. But it's for a penny. So I mean, 1,000 times face. That's pretty good. Um, there are some that can be worth hundreds of dollars. In the case of Megan Green's coin, that was a $25,000 coin. There are some coins that literally go up into the millions. Uh, Actually, there was a. I don't know if I've got a picture of it, but there was a coin discovered a couple of years ago. It was it was a Washington well it was originally a 1941 quarter that got struck by dies on a uh, 1970s Washington quarter. It was a 1941 Canadian quarter that landed somehow inexplicably and got restruck, and so now it's a 1970s quarter. That there's very little. That's basically impossible to happen, but it did happen. And so, to give you an idea for that one, the guy that found it, and now I don't know if he's going to get it or if he did get it, but he has an asking price of $35,000. I'm going to try to see if I can find it. I actually got to go to a coin show and hold it. I mean, it's in a yeah. Here we go. This is the coin that was in his case, and let me add another. I think this was maybe 2016 that I did this. Come on, where's it at? I just had it. All right, hang on one sec. I'm getting there. I want to find. There it is. So, so on the left we have the close up of the coin, and on the right we have me holding it. And again, he wanted 35,000. I don't know if you can see that. He wanted 35,000 for that, and again, I don't know if he got it or not, but it was definitely one that I was not going to pass up. I was definitely going to when you get a chance to look at a rarity like that, you look at it. Cajun boy, how are you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for dropping in. Try to get used to this time change. Yeah, I know. What it's yeah, we sprang forward, right? No, we no. What did we do? What did we do? I don't. whatever we did, it confused me because I didn't have to do anything. I don't have a clock in my house, and my phone adjusted itself. So yeah, yeah, very very cool quarter. I wish I had one, but it was cool to be able to hold it. I've gotten to see some really neat stuff that I'll never be able to own in my entire life. Um, in 1943 they produced steel cents, but a few of them came out copper. I've actually seen a legitimate 1943 copper cent, and in 1974, the price of copper was going up. Or maybe it was 73, but anyway, they were talking about changing the design, changing the metal from copper to something else in 74, and so they struck aluminum cents, and they just struck a few hundred examples to give to congressmen and people like that, so they could kind of see what they were voting on doing. And so anyway, they were supposed to give them all back because those were not legal tender. Those were just considered samples, and a few of those never got returned. And I've gotten to see one of those. It belongs to the government, but they did allow it to be displayed. And it was really sad too because this guy, I think it was his grandfather left it to him or something, and he was a congressman or something like that. And but the government confiscated it because it wasn't legal to own. Would have been worth a ton too, like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Shame. Oh, I woke up. I was so tired before I started streaming, y'all. And now I'm a little sleepy, but not near as bad as I was. I'm probably gonna wake up, watch some Netflix after a while. Not a sponsor. If you know anybody that would like to sponsor, let me know. I have no sponsors. I sponsor myself. Although I wonder, I've got my scooter in the background. I wonder if I can get them to sponsor my videos. Why is my Google Hangouts? Uh, I'm really confused. My Google Hangouts just started up by itself. That was weird. Uh, who else left in here? Looks like we got two people left. Skater, good question. And if you want me to call you something else, by the way, let me know. I was 5 years old, and my mom's friend, who would later be my stepdad, and then not my stepdad, then my stepdad again, and then not my stepdad. um, he was a collector, and he thought it might be something that I might be interested in, and so he bought my brothers and I the little brown penny books that you can get, and where you fill in each of the holes of the dates. And what we did, my mom would go to the gas station and get rolls of pennies, and we would fill our penny books. And I started doing that for a long time, and then hang on, I'll show you something. So, so I started collecting that way. Am I back? It says I'm back. So I started collecting that way, and then I came across this book. This was my it's actually not uh, this is not my stepdad's copy, but he had a copy of this book. And I'm like, what is that? That has some interesting looking stuff on it. So I started going through, and you know, it showed me stuff like that, that, uh, don't know if you see the 36, but uh, that. And I'm like, that stuff is cool. That's what I want to collect. How do I collect that? And long story short, I found out you could find some of your pocket change, and you can also go through coin dealers' inventory and look for these things. And long story short, I went. My family went to the Florida United Numismatists Convention in Florida. It's a big coin show. It's all this big, huge coin show in Orlando, Florida. And they met these guys, the authors, Bill Fiva. Is it gonna load? Anyway, Bill Fiva and J.T. Stanton. And I was too young to go to the show at the time, but they brought me back a program. This was my mom and my stepdad that brought me back a program, and these two guys had autographed the program. And this one, Bill, Bill sent me a packet of coins. There were about probably 5 to 8 of them of stuff found in this book. And he said, with my compliments, Bill Fiva. He autographed it. And I just thought it was so cool. So I ended up writing him a thank you letter. I found his address, wrote him a thank you letter. Not expecting anything, but he ended up writing me back. I ended up getting his phone number. And again, that was about 2000. No, that was about 1992 or 3. And long story short, we've been friends ever since. And he's one of the huge guys in the hobby. This guy is also just as influential. he passed away a few months ago. Um, he was only 65, I think, and he is in his 80s. I've known him forever. He's in his 80s, but because of getting to meet those guys, that really kind of advanced my interest and determined pretty quickly what I was going to collect. And then I opened up, got more opportunities. Started going to this thing called Summer Seminar that I was telling people about as a kid, and now I'm going to it as an adult. And you learn everything that you can about coins for about a week. It's like a big convention. It's like a 1 week long convention uh, with all the big experts, and they teach you all about the hobby and the business. I mean, there's a very business end to it all, uh, and they teach you all about it. So I've been collecting since I was 5, and I'm 35 now. So long time, and I love it. I love, like I said, I love the people. The people are so good for the most part. Every now and then you get a few jerks, but what's funny is people kind of know who they are, so you can figure out by talking to people. I want to make sure I'm subscribed. I know I'm subscribed to your channel, but I want to make sure. Oh, I don't want to. No, I'm snooping on your channel real quick. All right, I'm back. And if you have any ideas for videos, any questions that you want answered, uh, like I said, feel free to drop me suggestions because I'd love to know some more material I can cover, especially if you don't collect and are kind of interested. I know you don't know how to go about it or what is out there, which there's so much out there. There's so many different ways to collect. And then you'll find what you're interested in. You'll find a niche. You might find several things to collect. Uh-oh. There we go. Anything else going on, y'all? There are only two people watching, I think. All right, if there's nothing else, I'm going to shut it down for the night. Does that sound good? Anything else? All right, I'm last call. All right, y'all. Thank you all so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Make sure you hit the thumbs up and the like button. That is the like button. And make sure you follow me or whatever you want to do. And I will be here next Monday. But I'm also going to try to be here again in the next couple of days to do another video. So anyway, I will talk to y'all later. You have a wonderful night. And again, thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate y'all.